Have you ever done something knowing it was a terrible, catastrophic idea, but you did it anyway? Why? You know that moment, 2 in the morning, and you're texting your ex? Your brain, your logic is literally screaming, "Don't do it, you'll regret this." But your fingers, it's like they have a life of their own, and they hit send. Oops. Or how about this? You go into a store just to look, and you walk out with some expensive thing you absolutely can't afford. Why? Your logic says no, but something deep inside confidently whispers yes. What if I told you that your mind isn't the captain of the ship? What if the real pilot of your life is something else, something more ancient, more powerful, and completely irrational? About 150 years ago, 2 real rebels of philosophy, Arthur Schopenhauer and Friedrich Nietzsche, literally blew up our understanding of what it means to be human. Their idea was simple and shocking. Forget about logic. At the core of everything you do isn't cold calculation, but a blind, primal force. They called it the will. And no, this isn't the willpower that helps you skip dessert. Oh no. This is something much, much bigger. Imagine an insatiable, eternal hunger. It doesn't care what you think. It just wants to eat. Schopenhauer said that this exact kind of hunger lives inside every one of us. He called it the will to live. It's a blind, endless, relentless energy that forces every living thing, from an amoeba to a human, to desperately cling to existence and reproduce at any cost. And your mind? Your precious intellect that you're so proud of? According to Schopenhauer, it's just a fancy tool, a convenient gadget in the hands of this all-powerful will. Imagine the will is a dark, moody king who sits on a throne and just yells, I want that car, I want that person, I want power and recognition." And your mind is his clever, fussy advisor who runs around making up logical excuses. "Oh, my king, we really need this for strategic advantage." But here's the weird part. If it's all about survival, why do people risk their lives so often? Why does a mountaineer climb a frozen peak where they could fall? Why can an artist literally starve but refuse to drop their paintbrush? Introducing Schopenhauer's student, the daring Nietzsche, looked at this and said, no, it's not just about surviving, it's about growing. He called it the will to power. And stop, this isn't about wanting to be an evil dictator. Forget that stereotype. For Nietzsche, power is self-overcoming. It's the drive to become stronger, smarter, more talented than you were yesterday, to create something that didn't exist before you, to leave your mark on the world. Steve Jobs didn't create Apple just to survive and buy food. He was obsessed with making a dent in the universe. Now that is the purest will to power. It's that same force that drags you out of bed to the gym, makes you work late on the project, or write music that no one will ever even hear. And now for the most interesting part, the magic trick your brain plays on you every single day. Revealing. It acts as your personal PR manager or your press secretary. The decision is already made. Somewhere deep in your intuition, in your inner chaos, you just felt it was the right thing to do. It was an impulse. And only then does your mind walk onto the stage in a white tuxedo and start crafting beautiful, logical explanations. I didn't buy this new phone because I gave in to an impulse and a shiny ad. No. It's because it has a 12% better camera and an 8% more powerful processor. I didn't break up with that person because I was unbearably bored. It's because, you see, we have different existential goals in life. Sound familiar? The mind is a master of creating the illusion of control, while backstage, the will is making the real decisions. It sounds pretty cool, but there's one big, dark problem here. If we're driven by a blind will to power, doesn't that justify any selfishness, any cruelty? Hey, it's not my fault, I'm just following my nature. By the way, the Nazis loved Nietzsche's ideas. They took his concept, completely distorted it, and twisted it inside out to justify their most horrific crimes. And what about all the good in us? Morality, compassion,
empathy. If we're just bio-robots driven by a primal "I want," then where does our humanity come from? Is all of that just another beautiful illusion created by the mind? So, is that it? Are we just puppets in the hands of a blind, selfish force? Not exactly. The point of this theory isn't for us all to abandon reason and become animals. It's about stopping to think of the mind as the only boss in our head, to admit that we have a co-pilot, intuition, our gut feeling, that call of the heart. Maybe genius, incredible success, what we call destiny, is nothing more than perfect harmony between your will and your mind. Imagine your inner voice, your will, whispers, "I want to go there." And your powerful mind immediately answers, "Got it," calculating the route. Great athletes, artists, entrepreneurs, they all talk about gut feelings, intuition. Maybe they just learned not to fight their will, but to listen to it. So the next time you have to make a big decision, just stop for a second. Listen. What is your logic saying? And what is that inner voice whispering? And which one of them, really, do you think knows the right answer?